Hello and welcome, ladies, gents, chocobos of old. We are here for the final part and the review of Final Fantasy XVI. Yes, the final part. We are at the very last couple of missions of the game. So we're in the very final stages. So it goes without saying, this video slash stream is going to contain huge spoilers. It's going to contain the ending of the game. If you guys do not want to see that, make sure you add this video to your watch later list and then come back and check it out at a later time. I don't want to spoil absolutely anything for you, but you've been warned. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers as well. We had over 189 subscribers in August alone, which is absolutely insane. That's just YouTube. I'm not counting Twitch, Twitter, X as it's now called, TikTok as well. Loads and loads of new followers. So welcome aboard to everybody who is now a part of the JayNotion community. God help you. I hope you enjoy it. Please come back. But before we carry on, if you've missed any of the prior parts of the playthrough, the link to the playlist for the game is in the description of the YouTube video now, live on my channel. There's one more thing we've got to do. Now, I promised in the last part that I would be doing a little bit of side quest grinding, and I have not disappointed, hopefully. As you can see from the map, side quests have been cleared. There is one little side quest here which I'm not going to do because it's just pointless. I've looked at it. There is no point. I promised I would get the best sword in the game, which is called the Gotter Damarung. This beast here, look at it. You need 3 Orichalcum, the Ragnarok sword, 2 Dark Steel, and 1 primitive battle horn to get it. It's a little bit of a slug, a little bit of a grind, but the sword is the best sword in the game. Until you do New Game Plus. If you're planning to do New Game Plus, then you get the Ultima sword, which you only get in New Game Plus and onwards. Until then, this is the best sword you can get. Look at the damage. Not just the physical damage, but the stagger damage as well is absolutely insane. So I'm going to craft it. I've also been grinding the materials for that, just so I can get this sword.
It'll last you a good while.
And there's a nice trophy that's popped. Look how beautiful it is. It actually looks like the other one we had, the Ragnarok sword, but just with a black hilt. It does look very sexy though. I like it. So that, ladies and gents, is the best sword in the game, ready for the final stages of the game, where we're going to take on Ultima. We are on the mission back to their origin, which I believe is the penultimate mission. So we've got to finish this one, and then we're on the last bit. Sad times. Sad times. It's a fantastic game. I will save my full thoughts and feelings, obviously, for the review. But as you guys know, if you've been watching this playthrough, I've been absolutely blown away by it. It's fantastic. It's my personal game of the year. I highly recommend you play it, even if you haven't played any of the other Final Fantasy games. And no, you don't have to have played the other games to enjoy this one. It's a standalone story, completely separate. There's just little Easter eggs that are sprinkled throughout the Final Fantasy fans would appreciate. Hello, Pumpkin. Shout out as well quickly to Pumpkin and JMC, my 2 moderators. Thanks for joining this merry stream. Like and subscribe if you please, absolutely. If you please.
Right. If you see me dad up there, tell him we were right to leave his legacy with you.
I'm going to see.
Tell him he'll be in the front row. There's no way he'd miss this.
Here we go.
Well, behave yourself, mate.
Why do I feel like Clive's not coming back?
We'll see.
I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. Yak is here, everybody. Hello, everyone. I'm on the main this time. We are feeling fancy.
So, you're in charge now, Gav.
And what does Taya have to say about that? Come back before she finds out, eh?
Why do I feel that Clive's not coming back? I'm not feeling this, guys. I'm a little bit worried, if I'm honest. Are we going to end in tears? Cheers to everybody. Happy Friday. I'm drinking rosé cider. If anyone's thinking I'm drinking a pint of wine, I'm not. It just looks like wine. Cheers, everybody. It's the weekend.
You should pray he took his medicine. I didn't spend all night grinding herbs for his lordship to leave them on his nightstand.
Grinding the herbs.
You needn't fear, Lady Dyer. And thank you.
I don't think that either of them are coming back. The way this is going.
See that your brother comes back in one piece. Or, at most, two. Any more and you can heal him yourself.
I'll keep that in mind.
He's very sad. Do you mean me or Clive?
Well, there's nothing to say.
That drink sounds
hasn't already
fancy.
been
Yeah.
said.
I'm just pretending to be
That's
posh.
never stopped me before, so just you do what needs doing.
It's basically
And don't
flavoured
worry
cider.
about
It
us.
tastes like
Do
rosé
our
wine,
best, Uncle.
That'll be well.
but in cider form. It's very nice. Very refreshing. A good summer drink. It gets me on my way.
Not quite.
We're definitely all going to cry, aren't we? I think so. He's saying his goodbyes to everybody. I'm not liking this at all.
It's time, isn't it?
It is time.
It is.
Oh,
Take care of him.
not Torgo.
And you. You take care of her too, boy.
Yeah, it's literally... It tastes exactly like it. It's just fizzy. Oh, I'm not liking this, guys. I'm not liking it at all. It's going to end in tears. Made from moldy grapes. Really?
Don't
No, I didn't
forget,
know that.
Clive.
What's on the list
We all
after Final
choose our
Fantasy?
own path.
Probably going back to some retro
Believe in
content. So
yours.
PS1 games, PS2. I've got the champ, which I'm doing off stream as well as a full playthrough. Oh, this is not good. It's very nice. It's basically like a juice, but with a bit of fizz to it.
I'll be back. I promise.
I don't think you're coming back, mate.
I love you, Jill.
Oh, give her a little. Oh, why have we got to start the stream like this, man?
I know.
I'm not crying, you are.
I love you too.
Sounds weird, but it's a thing. I totally believe you. Ah, finally. Why is it that it always happens at the end? Why don't people just get on with their lives and kiss when they should? Why do they wait until death is knocking at the door to say that they love people, for God's sake? He's not coming back. I think him and Josh are going to die. They're going to sacrifice themselves for a better world. A new world, which is why I hopefully foretold the end of the stream. He's definitely not coming back. The girl loves him too, yeah. It's such a journey. This is what I love about these games. You actually feel like you know the characters. You go through so much.
We have a god to kill.
Yeah, come on. Ooh, Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do, brother? Yeah, as long as the dog makes it, we're all good. I say dog, he's a frost wolf, technically. I don't think Dion's coming back. Please say that's Bahamut. Yeah, that's sick. That is sick. You had your chance to get some nookie, Jill, and you didn't take up the offer. You're in for some lonely nights. Some Netflix and chill. This is going to be absolutely mental, this fight. I'm probably going to get filled in a few times, but it's all good. Yeah, we. Is that not heavy Game of Thrones vibes? That's Daenerys. Look how beautiful this game is. Here we go. This is it. I'm taking my socks off. It's getting serious. The socks are off. Whoosh. Who wants a piece? Who wants a piece of his ass? Oh, Jesus, what's that?
Here they come. Hold on, Joshua.
They are coming. Whoa. Wow. This is Bahamut. Who do they think they're dealing with? They're just going to shoot him down. I hope he does Giga Flare on them all. Just wipes them all out with his little laser attack. Here we go. Ta-ta.
Make us a way in.
Ta-ta. They're all dead. Release the beasts. Unleash the hounds. I bet Clive wears no socks either. Listen, if he's as hardcore as he says he is, then he doesn't wear socks. He's packing a big sword. So socks aren't needed. He free-toes. Yeah. Tiptoes around. Come on. We got this. I just hope not all of them die. I think Dion's going to die because he's gone in the form of Bahamut. But I hope... I think it makes sense if Joshua dies. But I got a feeling Clive's going to go as well.
So
In 10.
this is origin. A far cry from heaven.
Yes. I'm Batman.
Where it all began, where it all begins.
Shut up and face me.
Arc.
My sword is going right up your dirt box. Good sir. Come on!
There you are.
It was here that we slumbered. Here that we waited for centuries, clinging to our decrepit shell, for fear that we might have need of it once again.
Busted you once, I'll do it
But
again.
you have come at last. And now we shall be truly complete.
Complete. Complete. Imagine if Bahamut just bites him and rips him in half.
There's 3 of us and 1 of him.
At the minute.
Make it count.
Please, please change it to Ifrit and Phoenix, please. Oh my god. Holy shit! He does look like Nightmare from Soul Calibur, you're right. Yeah, here we go! Come on!
Dominance. We will show you what it means to suffer.
Oh my god. Bahamut changed into him as well. What? Oh my god. Yeah, that hurt. Spit splat on the ground, yeah. It's not working. Oh dear, we're getting bad. Go on. Giga Flare his ass. That barely scratched him. Best laser show, yeah. The graphics are superb, aren't they? So good. I think the only way they're winning this is if they merge together. Ouch. Did that look cool? Holy shit. There, you got to work together, like the Avengers. It's barely touching him. You Godzilla movie. Holy shit. What is going on? Come here. Come here. Ah, eat my fireball. Eat it. Try disaster, that sounds good. Wow. No. No, that's not the end. And don't tell me I can't use that sword. If it's just QTEs, and I can't actually use that sword that I spent 3 hours grinding the shit in materials for, I'll be fuming. I want to use that sword. It took me so long to get it.
This unpleasantness could have been avoided.
Give him the Citric treatment. Oh, he's getting it, don't worry. He looks like all of them combined, doesn't he, that Ultima Prime? And that's a rat. Yeah, imagine. I honestly, I'd be like, no.
We have you.
There was a game that did that. Remember Pumpkin that we played through live? I can't remember what it was. The whole game was good. Then when we got to the end of it, it just ended. It was literally like, stop. I can't remember what game it was. Oh, scream more. They've got to merge.
Save your brother.
Dion's dead, told you. No, not Bahamut. No. Oh no, he's gonna die.
I asked not for acceptance. Only forgiveness.
Whoa. That is one pissed off dragon. I think he's dead. Oh. No.
Now, Father, it is done.
Wow. What a legend he was, though. Come on. He was probably one of my favourite characters. Alongside Sid and Gav. He died a hero. God damn. Not sure what game it was, but you're right. There was something like... Yeah, it just ended. I can't remember what it was. And I was literally like, is that it? Just gone? End of? No explanation?
Clive!
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 Clive! That sort of... yeah. I don't think he's dead.
No.
These two are going to get up and then it's going to be on the ground fighting for a little bit. Then they're going to have to re-merge together to defeat Mr. Ultima. Oh, Joshy.
Thank the Founder.
Just lost a wing, yeah. He's going to come out of the ground in a minute. Megatron style.
Did I mention?
Was Dodgy Clive, please get up.
That makes two of us.
Look at his chest.
Oh, I'll be alright.
He's dying, mate. He's gone.
Leon.
Yeah, he didn't make it. Died a champion, though. Died an absolute champion. Redeemed himself massively.
Take my hand.
I
Come
told
with
you,
me, and you'll see. Oh dear.
Come on.
This ain't over. This ain't over.
Press on.
Always.
He's going to come up out of the thing in a minute, you watch. Not a doctor, but I don't think the swirly purple chest hole was a good thing. Definitely not.
Sorry about Dion.
Don't be. Please. He did what he had to do.
And it's time we did the same. Should we stop?
Fashion statement.
Because of the cough.
It's like Iron Man.
No, I think we're past that, Clive.
I suppose we are.
Honestly, I think they're both going to die. It's going that way. This doesn't look
light.
good.
So cold. So empty. We're close, aren't we?
It seems that way.
Come
But I don't
on.
want to think what could be waiting for us in there.
Let's have a little
Instead of those waiting for us at home.
little punch up. Little punch up first, so I get to use the sword at least once. Ultimisia vibes.
Clive.
Oh, that music's killer, isn't it?
They can't be.
But they are. This is the Nexus. A wellspring of life. Yours
think Clive will die, Josh will live. Interesting.
As we watch the world stumble slowly to its dark end,
Slowly stumble to your
it was
death.
here we pledged a new beginning. And now, with the ether we have harvested, I shall raise my kin from their eternal slumber.
Great.
That together we may usher in a new age of
Ooh, I thought he was going to say a new world, and it was going to tie into my stream title
This was never about
nicely.
creation, only self-preservation. You condemned an entire world so that you alone might escape death.
Alone. Him. Alone. Clive. I think I understand. He...
Is that a new jellyfish? They all look like Ifrits, don't they?
Oh no.
They sacrificed their flesh to become beating hearts of crystal that pumped the land's lifeblood from the depths of the earth unto this very chamber. And thus
Whole new world.
would they labor still, long after their work was done, had you not set them free.
You meant for us to destroy the mother crystals.
No way.
It's what you wanted all along.
You have our gratitude, Mythos.
No way.
In this you have served us well. You have both served us well.
I feel used.
Welcome home, brother.
Kill them all.
Joshua.
Is he one of them? Yeah, whoopsie.
I thought it was me, but it wasn't my grasp that grew weaker. It was theirs that grew stronger.
Whoa. What the hell?
Joshua! No!
Wow.
And now
Don't accept Chewie from
we
Street.
can become one.
No, we're not. Shadow Colossus, yeah. It's very similar. No way. You used us that whole time. We did exactly what you wanted us to do.
Clive.
Finish him. He's fine.
The one possessed of the destructive flames of Ifrit. And the healing flames of the Phoenix. This, I once believed, would be Ultima's true form. But I was wrong. I see it now. Why you will never become Ultima's vessel.
I don't care. Just hold on.
Listen to me, Clive. You remember the murals? People once knew that Ultima was their god. That he created them.
Yeah.
And they worshipped him, prayed to him, looked to him for guidance.
In vain.
In vain. For he did not listen, did not acknowledge our will. And so we strayed
Tartan
from his
into a
path
galaxy.
to forge one of our own.
Pretty badass way to go out, yeah.
So absorbed was he in his own desires, so driven by his own will alone, that he shunned the one thing that could have made him truly powerful. Faith. The same faith people now place in you.
Come on, Clive. Come on.
Faith that you will fulfill their dream, Sid's dream of creating a better world for us.
A new world. I called it.
Faith
Come
that you
on.
will follow in Father's footsteps and save those who need saving.
You're crying, I'm not crying.
Faith that you will answer Jill's plea to save yourself. The difference is, Clive, that you chose to listen, and that is what has steeled our bonds. Bonds that helped you stand firm when Ultima's pull was at its strongest. His power may be absolute, but so is ours. And so will yours be. With my light in your heart, not even a god might stop us.
Wow.
Joshua!
Sacrificing himself.
Don't do it, you'll...
Enough, Clive. My body is too far gone. If the wound does not take me, the curse will.
Wow. So talks a lot while he's dying. Yeah, he should have written it down. Wow. Joshy's down.
I have always been proud to call you my shield.
Oh.
But now, it is the world that needs you. Thank you, Clive, for being my brother.
The voice acting's so good in this game. So good. Josh will be in me forever now, yeah. Watching your every move.
Look at me, Joshua. Open your eyes! Open your eyes!
Open your eyes! Open now! I can't, Clive. I'm dead.
Why? Why did you do this? Joshua!
Sounds like Chewbacca.
Joshua!
Remember, he was the Phoenix. And you know what they say about the Phoenix? It might be possible. He's fine.
And thus does the final piece fall into place.
You're gonna get it, you twat.
The incantation primed. But one task remains.
I must wash my ass.
To empty the vessel.
You can try. Beach. You should start talking again. Literally. I'm ready for it. Come on. Hopefully we get some good music. Mortal Kombat style. Come on, Clive, get up. Get up, get up, get up. Take some snaps. Stand by my prediction, he'll return. He could well. I don't know if there's any planned DLC for this game either, but
Still here.
that'd be good DLC. He lives within you.
With me. To the end.
Yeah, spirit's within him. Which is kind of weird, but...
Even now, you would deny the inevitable.
Dude, you need a pedicure. There's some long ass toenails. Oh, here we go. Come on, Clive, roll your sleeves up.
As we always have.
Take your shirt off.
And always will. On this, my sword, I swear.
That sword is amazing.
Shield the Firebird's flame. Forevermore.
Holy shit. Come on, Clive. Who wants it? Let me just pop one of these. This is going to be an epic fight. Nothing more scary than a Clive scorned, yeah. The voice acting is brilliant, isn't it? Well, hello, sir. Didn't like that. Where's Torgal when you need him? Trying to get this, oh, shit. Move. Come on, man.
Perhaps this will break you.
No. Breaking nobody. Yeah, I love that move. Trying to get it up to 4 on the old Zantetsuken. Bit more, bit more, bit more. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, you little shit. Eat this. Yeah! Oh, he moved. Look how much damage it did, though. Eat this. And a bit of this. Oh, yes, baby. He's getting slapped.
Countless centuries have I waited for this moment. This moment in which I might revel in my creation. Only to find it profaned and so...
Talk plainly, friend. Talk plainly.
It must be cleansed.
Like your ass. Like your ass. Come on, Clive. Dig deep. The lighting effects are beautiful, aren't they? Ray tracing is absolutely on point.
Unexpected. How is it that your will yet endures?
Because it's not so easily broken.
Dark side.
It can be broken. And I shall see it so. For such is my will.
Go on, you twat.
Try it.
Ooh. I don't want that. I don't want that. No, thank you. Move. That is not fair.
Let's try.
Oh, you little shit. Look at the damage. Oh, damn. Yeah, he's done for, mate. that all you got? That sword is unbelievable. Look at the damage it does. Slapped him.
Why? What latent force feeds these flames?
A big ass sword.
I sense more here than mere will. Is this Logos? Have you truly become free?
Yep. That's me.
No, I forbid it.
Is he hulking out?
You are not a god. You are but flesh and bone. You are not one of us.
One of us. One of us. That's more like it.
I created you, all of you. And what is mine is mine to destroy.
Come on, Clive. Ooh, nice.
Once, perhaps. But we are no longer yours. Our flames are our own.
Wouldn't it be nuts
They
if Clive
burn
was
as
Squall's
one.
great-great-grandfather? Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Is he using all the dominance? Oh my god. Yeah!
Have you learned nothing? Damned is the slave who will turn the spirit upon his master.
Let's go. Oh yeah, I've got that brimstone attack as well. Holy crap. Burn, baby, burn. Discomfort now. What is going on? Yeah, behind you, beach. This is mental. Problem is I can't see what he's doing. That'll do. Ooh, nice. This music is amazing. What is all these attacks? Take it in the face. Yeah, boy. Now he's pissed. Too pretty, yeah. The fire. Oh, damn. Press the attack. Come on. Let's go. Oh shit. Okay. Come on. Have to go for it. Fuck off. Come on. No! 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 Oh my god, that was so close. That was so close. I literally had a second to spare. Whew. Nice. What does Pulsar do then? Hurts a lot. How can you even see what the hell's going on? Go. The intensity, yeah. I literally had a second to spare. I'll just fly around that. There's a fly behind that. Yeah, whatever. Oh, you stop. Wow. Can't see where he is. I think that's hitting him there. Yeah! Yes! He's done. Burn him. Or has he got stage 3? Cleanse him in the righteous flames of Clive and Josh. 100%.
No.
What a fight that was.
No.
I think I needed sunglasses. I'm blind now.
Something is wrong.
You're afraid. You always have been. From the moment the Blight exposed what you were, weak, you conceived us to prove otherwise. But the results shook you to the core. For in us you saw yourself, and realized we had the potential to be more than you could ever be. And so you turned your back on your creation. Your back on the world, like the coward you are.
You think you know me? You know nothing, Logos.
You don't know me.
Nothing.
Oh my god. Stage 3. Please say this is back to swords now. Laser light show. Oh, what? You can all get it. You can all get it. It's fine. Should have known there was 3 stages. Oh, look at that. Nice mask, bro.
Bathed in light, I stand above you, my rebirth complete.
Complete.
And you, for your defiance, shall pay the proper price. An eternity of anguish.
You wanna bet?
Pain, suffering, you have known none of these. But we have, so we know what they grant. They bring us together, and that makes us strong.
Yeah, hell yeah. The music is amazing. I am definitely going to be listening to this on Spotify. 100%. Oh, you little fucker.
Nice try.
I will be done.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Round on time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. Oh, that hurt a little bit. Please stop. Toying with him there. Will you? Yeah, they probably will. Come on. You? Too slow. Back in 30, yeah, no worries. This is my final form personified. Yeah. We got him. We got him. He's on the ropes, and he don't even know it yet. Ooh, I love that move. It's my favorite move in the whole game. Yeah! I was wondering if he was going to use each of the dominance powers. That's Garuda. I'm calling it. He's going to end with Ifrit. Ramu. That is sick. Yeah. What?
Give him hell, Clive!
You cannot have this power. It is not yours to take. Trust me. Darkness spread.
Oh, press the wrong button. How much damage it does? Come on. What you got? Yeah, the sword's amazing. It's so powerful. I'm just glad we got to use it. The hammer. Yeah, man.
That's my boy.
He is getting whooped.
Ice on feeling.
Shiva.
Together!
Yeah! Grinding really worked out, yeah. I think I'm slightly over leveled for this bit, but the sword is helping massively.
Darkness unending.
Odin.
Go on, Xantex is us.
No, mine is the altar at which you pray. Mine are the eyes that look down upon you all.
Oh dear.
And yet still you cannot see. You are no better than us. We are one.
Full Z fight, yeah. I was thinking exactly the same. He's getting absolutely whooped. Come on.
When all hope is burned away, naught will remain but ash.
What do we do here? Nice. People give you that. Oh, can I get out of that? Come on. So good, so good. Yeah. Keep afraid to Clive, yeah, 100%. He's getting whooped. Cheap, yeah. That's all he's got. He can throw planets all he likes. He's still going down.
With me, Phoenix.
Yeah. This music is epic.
Forevermore.
Whoa. Jesus. He's done. Finish him.
So sure of your place atop the world, you refuse to acknowledge those below. You chose to remain alone. And so you shunned the one thing that could have made you stronger. Pushed away the hands that could have raised you higher. I do not need you. You are anyone.
Banish his ass to the Shadow Realm. I love you, Gia.
I could not have made it here on my own. I carry with me the hopes and dreams of my brothers, my sisters. And it is they who will give me the strength to end your reign.
Wow.
Cannot end.
He's weak. Look at that damage. Yeah, whatever. Get out of it. Oh, what a shame. You're dead, mate. Come on! Yes! I'm the champ. A Final Fantasy?
The only fantasy here is yours. And we shall be its final witness.
Wow. Yes! Got a hole in him.
I said, it's over.
Yes! Ah, the paint. Look at the damage. Ultima slain. Of course he had 3 forms. Of course he did. This is Final Fantasy. If you like it, wherever Clive booted your soul. He got absolutely destroyed. He didn't expect the grind. He didn't expect the best sword in the game. He didn't expect me for me to be over-leveled. He didn't expect the Brother Trio or the Avengers type form of the dominant powers. But I told you guys, I called it. He was going to use the dominant powers at the end in the Avengers style battle, and it paid off. Absolutely amazing. I'm sweating. Sweating with excitement. I'm absolutely sweating.
Me, what do you imagine will befall this world?
Me teabagging your corpse.
You have gained your precious freedom.
I honestly don't know,
But I'll decide.
but I doubt it will be pretty. A sorry tale of sin and suffering, hardship and pain.
And it was for this that you fought so fiercely?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's who we are. We fight. We survive. We endure. We don't need a reason. We are imperfect creatures. When we stumble, we reach for a shoulder to lean on. When we fall, we stand back up. We see the horizon, ever out of reach, and still we march on. Certain the answers lie just beyond it, because that is our way.
My congratulations. Relish this victory, knowing that you have but delayed the inevitable. Your world is already
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
May you enjoy an eternity on its blackened husk.
Yeah, we did it. God damn. So we're gonna take those cobwebs down. Not so Ultimus now. He's altered less. That's terrible. Alter minus. One of them had to die. I'm just glad it wasn't Clive. I knew Josh was gonna die though. Just made sense. Good character though. Loads of good characters in the game. Does Clive become king? No, we're going back in time. Clip show, yeah. PowerPoint. Still back in time. I swear that's the same throne as in Elden Ring. Same sort of pose as well if you do the standard ending in the game. I think this is up there, one of my top 3 games of all time. I'm going to say it. Elden Ring still takes top slot. This is second. And I think Bloodborne's third. This was absolutely amazing. Graphics are so good. He's like, can you put it back? Have you got a receipt for that thing? One of them had to go there. I'd rather it was Josh, to be honest. Not that he was a bad character or anything. I want Clive to be with Jill. Get the ending he's always deserved. What? Has you just brought him back from the dead? Burn it. Burn it.
It seems Ultima's power was too great for this vessel all along. But while I have it, perhaps I can use it to set things right. And see Ultima's legacy. Bearers, dominance, crystals, magic, consigned to the flames.
Yeah.
Even if it means the end of me.
Firstborn's definitely named Josh, yeah, you know it.
These are our terms.
Sacrificing himself. Yeah, I know, right? It's making sure that Ultima can't ever come back, basically. But I called it. Said they were both going to die in order to stop Ultima ever coming back. It's a Brotherhood thing, isn't it? And they sort of played on that at the front cover of the game as well, where you've got Ifrit and Phoenix fighting in the beginning. But that was just down to the icons. I know. Are you joking? Shout out to Ben Starr as well, by the way. I keep bigging him up. He's a guy from Bristol, which is my hometown. He's the main voice actor for Clive. And he did an absolutely phenomenal job. I think they all did. The game was phenomenal. But Clive in particular is probably my second favourite protagonist in all of Final Fantasy. Very sharply behind Squall. But we're still witnessing the end, so who knows? Rebirth, maybe? Is he dead? He lives, yeah. But he looks pretty dead to me. Sidolphus. Shout out to Ralph Ineson as well. What an actor he is. They were all brilliant. All the voice actors in the game were amazing. Whoa. Is he actually dead? That was my prediction though. They would both sacrifice themselves to stop Ultima coming back again. I know. Is that Jim?
The most beautiful thing. He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
What are you going to call him?
Let me see, let me see. Oh, read little one. Got a smile for your Uncle Gav.
Not so loud, you burp.
What? I was only...
Shh, you're scaring him. It's all right.
Oh, poor Torgo. Without an owner again. What?
A sky of scattered tears, 1,000 years apart. Should they fade, I will not be afraid of the dark. For
He's there all happy like.
You can take him. I'll hold you to that.
Name him Clive.
Will chose now. Yours to do with as you please. That's what Sid wanted. That's what they both wanted.
This is mad. Yeah, I think so as well. Oh man, I wanted the happy ending. Just when they clicked with each other as well. Always happens, isn't it? It's beautiful writing though. Beautiful script writing. Jeez. We're gonna get a glimpse that he's alive, maybe? Some DLC? Yeah, fantastic ending. Ah,
Did our journey end?
for now. Wow. That was so good. So good. So good. Oh, I've got to digest that ending. I can't believe they both... Well, I said from the off that they were both going to die. Josh at least, but as we edged closer to the ending, I knew they were both going to go. The way they were just saying the farewells, neither of them were coming back. I knew Dion was going to go as well, but all three of them sacrificed themselves basically for a better world, a new world, and to stop Ultima coming back. Which makes sense, but it's gutting. I wanted to see, you know, a little post-credit scene with Jill. We might see it. We might see a glimmer of hope with Clive still being alive somewhere, maybe. Who knows? What a game though, guys. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I'm just going to duck out from the camera. I'll let you enjoy the music, the credits, and I'll be back after the credits for the review. If you are leaving the stream, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the game. For me, it's up there. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played. And do you think Square will bring him back because sequel? Could be. I'm hoping we're going to get some DLC at least. Maybe some side adventures with Jill. I'm hoping we'll get like a glimmer. So we'll see Jill will understand that he's alive somewhere. So there's a little bit of glimmer of hope, if you see what I mean. Or whether she just knows his spirit is somewhere. And it settles it that way. But goddamn, pulls on the old heartstrings, doesn't it? But I'll let you guys digest the credits. I'll be back after the credits to talk review. If you are sticking around, we'll go through everything from the gameplay, the sound, what I liked about the game, what I didn't like. There wasn't much, very, very little. But for me, it's up there with the best games I've ever played. Really, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend you guys play it as well if you haven't got it in your collection. And as I said, you don't need to have played the prior Final Fantasies to appreciate this one. It's a game for everybody. Well, that's the game done. If you are leaving the video or stream, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. For those sticking around for the review, I'll be back after the credits. Post-credit scene. Here we go. Come on, give us a bit of hope.
Oh. Every time.
Will you light it?
Yes, Mother. Come on. If only I had the flames of an icon.
Icon? Have you been reading that silly story again? Magic belongs in fairy tales, and fairy tales don't boil kettles.
This is some time, Mom.
You see? Well done. Now, be a good lad, and play with your brother until supper.
No magic, no crystals.
Hurry! Hurry! Right. Right, let's play the saint in the secretary. No, I don't want to be Madu. What do you want to play then? War of the Icons! Again? Right.
What?
If I get to be a freak. Right, I'm the older brother. Because Bahamut says so.
Dog's called Bahamut, love it. Nice. So it's a happy ending for everybody else, but just not Clive and Josh. Oh, yes. Praying for some DLC. Absolutely praying for some DLC. Okay. Blam blam. There we go, guys. New Game Plus is now available. Start a new game with player and item data carried over. Gameplay mode offers the following: increased enemy strength and increased player level cap of 100, new gear and items, and mode exclusive content. So there you go. It's a long ass game, so it's a bit of a weird move that they've put in New Game Plus. And you've got Final Fantasy mode as well, which, as you saw, makes the game harder. You get certain items that you wouldn't normally get from the base game. For me, I think I'm done. I'm not going to replay it again, only because the only thing that would really pull me into playing it again is if there were choice decisions that made the story different. Not sure there is. And also just testing out some of the other icon abilities, because the icons were absolutely fantastic. But I'm digressing, so I'll save all this for the review, which we'll dive into right now. But it's just another warning, guys. I'm going to be talking about the story heavily in the review, so if you want to play the game at any stage, don't watch this video anymore. I appreciate you being here, but don't spoil it for yourself. Put it on your watch later list, because you really want to experience this one for yourself if you're thinking about it, because it's a fantastic game. So, review. After the very long credit scene, and you notice that it jumped a little bit at the end, and that's because I did get a bit impatient. I thought, come on, I love the music, but I need to skip through it now. Credits were about half an hour long, so we skipped through. Obviously the ending. Let's just start with an overall statement for the game that I absolutely loved it. There was really very minimal things that I could pick out, and I'm being really picky when I say this, that made the game bad. I think there was very small amounts of repetition in some of the side quests. If you just play the game from scratch and you just do nothing but the story, you will absolutely love it. I think you'll find it flawless. I think on the whole, most people that play the side quests will also find it flawless. I just found with some of the quests, and when I say some, there was literally a handful of them, that felt very samey. So it might have been different characters, different areas, but you were kind of doing the same things. You were either doing fetch quests, or you were going to a certain area to kill something, to save someone, to bring an item back to someone else. And that's kind of what Final Fantasy is. So it's not a gripe, and it's not a moan. That's essentially what you do in Final Fantasy and side quests. You go and kill stuff, you go and collect items, you do fetch quests. But the way they did it in this game was quite good. They did it in different environments, different characters, and it felt like each of them had their own personal struggle, although it was literally a copy and paste of the type of quest in certain areas. It felt different because of the way the character was explaining it to you, or the NPC was saying, you know, there's a struggle we've got here, I've lost my chocobo or whatever, can you go and fight this demon that's guarding it in the cave? And then in the next scene or the next part of the game, you might be doing the same type of quest, but someone might have lost their cat and you got to go and find the cat. Do you know what I mean? So it feels different even though it's the same quest, which is nice, and it just means that the team have put a lot of effort into the game. As you saw from the credits, there was hundreds if not thousands of people that worked on this game all over the world. Final Fantasy is always a very big hitting franchise, and I think this is up there with the top 3 Final Fantasy games of all time. I'm going to say it. I preferred this one more than Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is saying something because I was blown away by it. I even prefer this more than Final Fantasy VII, the original game. It's better than 9 as well, I think. 10's a personal favourite of mine and controversial opinion, but I love 8 as well, only because that was the first Final Fantasy game that I ever played on PS1, and it holds a very special place in my heart in terms of how I sort of came about finding the game, watching it with my dad and stuff like that. So it's very sort of... what's the word? It's sort of humble, if you see what I mean, to me. So that's why that game is number 1 for me. I think this one is easily number 2. If I didn't have that background with Final Fantasy VIII, this would take the top spot without a shadow of a doubt. Everything about the game is beautiful. I love the graphics. It's phenomenal. It really does push the PS5 to its capability. I've seen loads of articles online where people are saying that their PS5s are actually smoking and burning out because in certain scenes, like we've got lots going on with the lights, the icon fights mainly, there's just so many pixels, bezels on the screen, there's light flying everywhere, there's smoke effects, everything. It is literally like a glorified Dragon Ball Z fight, and then some. Obviously you got the ray tracing, the light definition's amazing, the water graphics are crisp, the character models are perfect, there's no glitching, there's no chopping. It just feels smooth and it looks smooth, and sometimes you're sat there watching one of the cutscenes and you think, is this a movie? You forget you're watching, you know, you're playing a game until that QTE button prompt comes up, press square, press R1, whatever it is, and you go, oh shit, yeah, you click into it and you realize that you're playing a game. So this game absolutely blew me away. Try not to jump through topics too much. Graphically, it was the most impressive thing I've seen on PS5, alongside Horizon Forbidden West. There's not much else to say graphically other than it's a masterpiece. The animations are crisp, the character models are brilliant, even the mimicking of the mouths when the NPCs are talking, bearing in mind this would be a complete port of a Japanese game where it was originally made. This is absolutely fantastic. They didn't scrimp on the voice actors either. Kind of moving into audio now, I know, but I've got so much to talk about. Graphically, as I said, amazing. The lighting effects were brilliant, and I do recommend you play this on either an OLED TV, if you've got the specs for it, a 4K TV, or a gaming monitor that can push out 144Hz, 60 frames, all that kind of stuff, because you will absolutely feel the difference and you'll see the difference. It feels like an absolute masterpiece in terms of the color palette that's used, the way that the light and the smoke effects are used, even the magic when you cast the spells. My personal favorite was the dominant abilities, especially Ramu's Judgment Bolt. When he's throwing the bolt up, all the lightning strikes that come down, it sparks off into different enemies. It just looks absolutely amazing. And you can get sort of slow-mo sort of cuts as well. When you kill the enemy with that ability, it sort of goes in slow-mo, and it's just beautiful, some of the lighting effects that's in the game. As I said, I think it's the most visually impressive game on PS5. It's up there, at least top 3, if not the top game. Alongside, I'd probably say Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West so far. It's probably the most visually impressive. There's going to be more down the line, but as it stands right now, I think this is the best thing out there. Spider-Man 2 is coming up as well in the next couple of months, so that's going to push it to a limit a little bit. But I think just by the sheer amount of bezels and pixels you get on the screen, what is going on in one place kind of thing is mental. That whole Bahamut and Ifrit and Phoenix fight was unbelievable. The lighting that's going on, even the final fight there with Ultima when he goes into the second form and you use Ifrit, Phoenix and Bahamut to fight him, it's just mental, absolutely insane. Sometimes you're kind of struggling to see what the hell's going on, but in a good way. and you're just trying to work out, can you dodge that move, or is it part of the special effects, or, you know, can you fire it back at them, or is it just light in shades that are coming off of the bolt that is firing at you? And when you're kind of like, I'm quite quick with games and stuff like that, I play COD and things, but when you look at like that and you think, is that coming at me? Is that a lighting effect? Is that a particle? Is it a move? I don't know. It really does show you the capability of this game, and the graphic design that's gone into it is unbelievable. It really does push the PS5 to its limit. I could probably chuck an egg down on my PS5 right now and cook it. It's probably on fire. The room is boiling, especially with that Ultima fight. And the icon fights tend to be what pushes it graphically. I think when you're in the game, you're doing the side quests, you're just looking at the cutscenes, it's all nice. The fan doesn't go mental. But when you're in those icon fights, and as you saw, they're visually impressive. They're probably absolutely burning a hole in the GPU, the APU, the models inside the PS5, all the motherboard and stuff like that. It's probably smoking right now. If I probably look down there, there's probably smoke coming out the back. But it's absolutely amazing what it can do. And it's got PC hardware, which is, you know, absolutely no surprise to anybody when you see those kind of things that you see on the screen. So graphically, one of the best things on PS5, if not the best thing on PS5. Audio is exactly the same story. They put so much effort into their music and their composure and their atmosphere. Even when you're just walking around the game world, you're talking to NPCs. Each area has a different theme, a different kind of song that goes with it, a different feel, a different atmosphere, and the music plays brilliantly to that. You've kind of got skin drums, tambourines, all that kind of stuff where you're in the desert, in the Dalmatian Republic area. And then it's more formal, more orchestral. You got like a choir singing when you go to like the higher cities, the Republican cities, all that kind of stuff. So it feels very different in each area, even when you're just listening to the music and you're not actually doing anything in the game. As you can listen to the main menu music now, it's just one of those things. You can go to Spotify, you can play through the playlist, and if my son was experiencing this with me, he'd be doing the same, because he did it with Final Fantasy VIII. Again, one of the greatest composers to ever live, Nobuo Uematsu. I don't know if he was involved in this game. I think he was slightly involved, but there was a more senior or key composer that was involved in this game. But I think Uematsu had an influence, definitely. And you can tell it's all that Final Fantasy nostalgia, that feel, the use of the instruments, the way that the atmosphere plays in your ears, within, you know, the space between your ears is absolutely unbelievable. And I would highly recommend you play this with a 3D audio headset enabled. If you've got Skull Candies or Arctis Steel Series, even the PS5 Pulse wireless headsets are fantastic for 3D Tempest sound as well. Anything like that plays 3D audio, surround sound, Dolby Atmos stuff, you're going to absolutely love it. Crank it up, put the headset on, and enjoy it that way. You can put it in a home theater as well, so if you're playing alongside a partner, a friend, someone that's watching, your neighbor even, your boss, whoever, the dog, they will absolutely love this. Maybe not the dog, because they'll be blasted in the eardrums, but what I'm getting at is the sound is phenomenal. It's Dolby Atmos surround sound. There's Tempest 3D audio in there as well. It feels like it, you know, the sound when you're in a hall in the game, it echoes, and it feels like you're in the hall. If you're in a smaller room and it's very quiet and it's very whispery, it feels like you're just sat opposite the character that you're listening to. So the sound has been done perfectly as well. Didn't expect anything less from a Final Fantasy game. They always knock the sound out of the park. The graphics sometimes are a little bit hit and miss, especially the older ones on PS1, but they are classics. And yeah, there's nothing more to say really. The sound is amazing. The magic sounds brilliant when you're hitting people with the swords. Even when Clive's falling over and he's stumbling back up to his feet. All the dashing animations. Even when he's just picking stuff off of people, when he's exchanging items and stuff, it sounds like he's picking up a pouch or something heavy, dense. When he sheaths his sword, it all just sounds perfectly done. And none of it sounds fake, none of it sounds put together, which obviously a lot of it is. It's a lot of artificial sounds and things like that and recording in studios, but it absolutely feels like you're immersed in the game when you hear these things. None of it sounds clunky, awkward, or disgruntled or whatever. So that's the audio. Gameplay is phenomenal. The combat is amazing. I was a little bit worried at first when I heard that this was real-time combat, but I quickly realized that I've played Final Fantasy VII Remake 13 was the same, 15 was the same. It was kind of real combat mixed in with slow elements, which is exactly what this is. And all of those games did it really well. This one smashes it. I love how the icon abilities are put on the face buttons and the shoulder buttons. There's a quick switch of R1, R2, and then you just press one of the face buttons to do one of the icon abilities. What I would like to have seen, and it's just a personal gripe, is a 4th icon slot. Don't know how it would have worked with the buttons, but they've probably tried it and it just didn't feel as fluid, which is probably why you only get 3 of the icons to pick from and 6 of the abilities. But I would have loved a 4th slot if they could have mapped it, and an extra 2 abilities, so it gives us 4 slots, 8 ability slots as well. That would have been nice. I would also have liked 1 more slot each, not for the weapons or the accessory, but the the weapons and stuff I get we can't have 2 of, but the accessories, if we could have like 2 of each, or maybe just 1 more accessory slot, so you're able to equip 2 accessories at once instead of, you know, just the 1. You had 1 sword, 1 armor or bracers if you like, and then 1 accessory slot. I would like to have seen a little bit more, but I get it, it did the job. It's supposed to feel kind of new age, because although this is Final Fantasy, they played it like it was a royal story, a struggle across a land, where it felt Game of Thronesy at times as well, when you stood with that character. I think her name was Vivian, and she was talking about how the land's playing out and how the kingdoms are fighting each other. It felt very Game of Thrones. Do you know, when you're overlooking the map, you're seeing who's conquered what. So it's supposed to feel modern as well as it being fantasy based, and I think they did a fantastic job of that. Part of it probably with the items as well. You couldn't have 90, well you could, but it was harder to have 99 of every item. You just have 4 or 5 potions, or 3 in the beginning, and then you can upgrade your potion pouches through side quests to get 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if you can get up to 10. I had 8 in the end. 8 potions, you know, 5 or 6 high potions, all that kind of stuff. So you just had a few of each things, but it's supposed to make it feel like it's not, I guess, purely a fantasy game, purely an RPG. They wanted it to feel like a cinematic. It's a little bit more realistic as well, in terms of the items you carry, what you wear. You got your sword, your armor, and an accessory, and it's kind of true to life, isn't it? You won't walk around with 600 bracers or, you know, 3 swords and all that kind of stuff, which you did in the old games. So I kind of liked it, but it was a gripe at the same time. It was just me shifting into a new dimension of Final Fantasy, I think, which I struggled with, but it didn't take anything at all away from the game, and it's just me being picky. It was just something that I would have liked to have seen potentially tweaked. Other than that, the enemies were fantastic. Real variation in their combat styles. Some of them are really aggressive, some of them are defensive, some of them are support characters that cast Cure, Protect, and you've got to take them out first. The mages were super annoying. And then you've got like the defensive ones. Some of them were like creatures, and some of them were part of the fallen enemies that Ultima has created, offspring of Ultima, basically. There's just so much to talk about, you know. I loved all the enemies in the game. My favourite area, I think, has to be the castle. I can't remember what it's called now. The Crystallian Dominion, where Dion's from, and the Dragoon Knights. I think that was the most favourite part of the game for me. Just the whole cinematography of running into the castle, sieging the city, getting into the castle. That whole thing with the stepmom where she was being an absolute bitch to everybody. And then the poor dad got it because Dion tried to finish her off, knowing that Ultima was sort of puppeteering her and the child. The poor dad got it, but then Dion redeemed himself in the end as well. But that whole, the armor of the Dragoon Knights, the way that they were, the way that the city was presented, it felt very Minas Tirith to me. It felt very Lord of the Rings, and that was my favourite part of the whole game. There's so many key points in the game that I absolutely loved, but for me, it's the icon fights. It's something that they sold massively in the trailer and the pre-sort of sale speech, if you like, of the game when we first saw it in the showcase, I think last year. And I just absolutely love everything about the icon fights. It is the game. People are moaning online that it's a cinema game that you have to sit through 2 hours of cutscenes and there's only X amount of gameplay. Get out of here. This is Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is about being over the top. It's about set pieces. It's about pushing the hardware to its absolute limit at the time. Yes, the older games were more gameplay based, less cutscenes, but that's because they just didn't have the capability back then. This is an absolute masterpiece of sound, cinematography, gameplay, storytelling. The voice actors as well were fantastic. Shout out again to Ben Starr as Clive, but everyone in the game was phenomenal. I loved all the characters. There wasn't one that pissed me off or annoyed me. I really hated Ultima, and Ultima had a believable drive, wanted to be a god beyond a god and look down on the world and just have full control all the time, create dominance and stuff like that. It was a good twist as well that Ultima used Clive and Josh to destroy the crystals and set free the old essence of Ultima, basically, and then Ultima could be reunited with himself, which is a bit weird, but he kind of put pockets of his power within the crystals, and he knew that Clive and Joshua would seek to destroy them. So once all the crystals were destroyed, Ultima's back to his real form, the true god, all that kind of stuff. That was a good twist. Absolutely gutted about the ending in terms of Clive and Josh dying. But I did call it. If you watch the previous videos, even at the start of this video, I said Clive and Josh is going to die. Josh for definite. Clive, I'm not too sure about, but I think they're both going to die because it just makes sense. It's a full story of sort of Clive finding himself after feeling like he's killed Josh. He's the murderer of his brother. He realizes Josh isn't dead, and the Phoenix saved him through rebirth, all that kind of stuff. And through that, metaphorically, Clive was rebirthed as well into the person that he should have been, the shield for Josh. He found himself, he let go of his anger, he was able to control Ifrit in the end. Then they worked together as brothers, and then together they conquered Ultima, which was the ultimate threat. And in the past, Ultima has succeeded by playing on the weaknesses of the previous dominance, which is also creations of Ultima. The dominance and the icons all links into what Ultima wants, how it plays out, all that kind of stuff. But I loved how they writ that into the story. I loved how Josh and Clive in the end reunited with each other. They were on par, they acted as brothers, it felt very brotherly. You cared about both of them, even though I really didn't want Clive to die. It made sense that he did in the end. He went through a really strong character arc of, you know, aggression, sadness, anger, grief, and then he was a different Clive by the end of the game. You really do feel like you went on a journey with these characters, and that's what Final Fantasy is so good at always, is making you feel like you know the characters by the end of the game. Like, they're relatable to you. There's elements of each character that you can relate to. The comediness within Gav, you know, the sadness that was within Jill, the loss that she felt at the end. Everyone's felt that. Clive's anger, doing things that he's regretted, but then finding himself and using actually what he did before as his drive, as his power to help others and make a better world and a better place. So learning from your mistakes, basically. And it's all things that we can all relate to in life. And I think the staff that write these games, it's top tier. You can't get anything better in games like this. Maybe God of War, Tomb Raider, Metal Gear Solid, but this is top tier script writing, storytelling. Always has been, always will be, which is why I was super pumped when I heard that this game was coming out, because I knew what I was getting myself into. I'm a bit biased, I'm a massive fan of the franchise, but this, for me, I would probably say 8 is there, and this one is literally a centimetre behind it. If I was being honest with myself, stripping away all the personal emotion I've got because of Final Fantasy VIII, this is probably the best Final Fantasy game, bar none. When you take into account everything: graphics, audio, storytelling, characters, fights, combat, the spectacle of the icons, everything, the way that they've weaved it into a world where you care about the characters, you want to know what happens to the next city, or, you know, there's certain kings that you really hate that you want them to die. It felt very Game of Thrones at points, it felt very Lord of the Rings at points, it felt very invested. I wanted people to die in this game, I wanted other people to survive. There was points when I hated some characters and then loved them by the end, and then vice versa, started off hating them. Benedicta, for example, she was an absolute bitch in the beginning, hated her face. I was like, what is wrong with you? You're a cow. Why are you so evil? You're twisted. But then by the end, I felt sorry for her. I get what she was doing it. She just wanted to be loved. She couldn't let go of Kupka. He wasn't loving her in the right way that she wanted to be loved. She was just seeking that confirmation from somebody, and we only felt that when she was dying. you know, in the beginning of the game, pretty much. I'm gutted that they killed off Sid. Sid was my favourite character. He probably still is now, even though we go through 75 to 80% of the game without Sid. Just the interactions he has with Clive, I feel he's on par in terms of brotherhood with Clive as Josh is. The interactions, the comedy, the one-liners, and just Ralph Innes is a fantastic voice actor anyway. He's done some great stuff, Game of Thrones included. You know, I just think there's some absolute top-tier acting in there, and I think they brought the characters to life beautifully. Shout out to Ben Starr once again. You know, it's... You come away from it wanting more. You come away from it thinking, yeah, that could have gone that way, or what's going to happen to Clive, or is Jill ever going to break out of that trance? And you come away talking about the game to other people, and when no game's really done that for me other than Elden Ring, Bloodborne, maybe God of War, old school Metal Gear Solid, I don't know. There's a handful of them. There's not many games out there that I can honestly say that I come away, I do the research on it, I look up the lore, I talk to people about it, I go to on the Reddit, I read, you know, articles about the game online. You then find yourself scouring YouTube and speaking to people about what their theories are and all that kind of stuff. And this is what this game does. It makes you come away wanting more, wanting to find out more, and you get absolutely lost in the world. It's a perfect blend of medieval fantasy storytelling. All great characters, even the NPC ones like Martha. Gav was amazing. I found myself absolutely in stitches laughing at some of the one-liners that Gav came out with. Even those sort of NPC characters were brilliant, and they added to the story. Not once did I think, oh, shut up, just skip through this. You're doing my head in, like, you know, I don't see the point of you. Every single one of the characters had a place, had a purpose, had their own backstory, and the side quests just added to that as well. That's what made this game amazing. The side quests that you did just fleshed out those character stories. You understood their drive more. You understood why they were doing certain things, why they were acting the way they were, and basically helping them uncover themselves through what you were doing as well through the side quest, which is just crazy. What game does that? Normally it's just go here, fetch this cup of tea, bring it back, give it to the merchant, here's your gil and your XP. This gave us backstory to all the characters, and in some way, in some fashion, it also tied into the overarching story of the game, which is... Can you imagine the amount of meetings they would have had? Script writing, storytelling meetings where they're like, yeah, we're going to talk about that person. We can't do that because Martha links into that place and she lives over there. So what, do you know what I mean? They've created a world out of script writing and voice acting, and I think it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I could go on about this game all day. My highlights were the Crystallian Dominion, so Dion's Dragoon Knights. I thought at the time the Ifrit and Titan fight was amazing, and it was. Don't get me wrong, it absolutely was. Even the opening scenes when Ifrit's fighting Phoenix, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? When I did that demo for the first 2 hours, I was blown away. I thought, this is literally the first 2 hours of the game. What the hell? They start off with a massive fight between the two icons. You fall through like the earth basically, and there's that scene where the Phoenix and Ifrit are falling into a chasm, and it looks like that scene when Gandalf's fighting the Balrog, and it's got the same atmosphere and the same build up to it and the same holy shit type of moment when you're watching it. The game just gets better from that point. There is some points where it feels a little bit slow, but that's only because I stopped to do the side quests. I'd imagine if you just plowed through and did the story, you'd be going from adrenaline rush to adrenaline rush, and the icon fights just get better and better and better each time. So it started with that, Ifrit fighting Titan, and then the Bahamut fight was my personal favourite. Ifrit and Phoenix fighting Bahamut. That was unbelievable. When they were fighting in space as well, flying around the castle, you know, lightning bolts and all sorts flying everywhere, stuff getting destroyed, people getting smashed by the boulders, all the falling rocks and everything else. It was unbelievable. And it just gets better. Each icon fight that you witness in the game, it builds on the last one. It's bigger in spectacle and it gets better. I don't think I'd ever say that, but I thought, holy shit, they can't get better than Ifrit and Titan when I first saw that. Surely not, and they do. Every single fight that you witness is better, bigger, badder, and it just looks more and more amazing every time you see it. And that Ultima fight at the end, well, I must have said this is amazing about 20 times. I was like, what? Look at this, look at that. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. Even when he was absolutely slapping me with some of the moves, I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. My one and only little gripe, personal gripe, is that I didn't get to use the best sword in the game until the last fight. Literally until the last fight. And you could probably get it a little bit earlier if you grind and do the right things at the right time, side quest wise. But I was a little bit snuffed at that because I got the most powerful sword in the game, and it was fitting that I used it for the final boss, and it did make that final fight a hell of a lot easier. But it was a shame because now I'm not going to use it again. Do you know what I mean? It's just sat on my back in space somewhere in the cloud on a PS Plus save. It's never going to be used again. Maybe, but I am going to keep the save, and I'm going to see. One day I might dive into a New Game Plus. I might go into the Final Fantasy mode. There's talk now of potential DLC. What's really interesting, I was scouring the web as the credits were rolling, and I was looking up DLC straight away. I want more. Feed me more. There's not any immediate plans for DLC. However, this is prior to the player feedback. So before the game was published and it went live, there was absolutely no plans for DLC. They wanted the game to be standalone, for people to be able to pick it up and experience the story completely from beginning to end, which, hats off to them. Not a lot of games do that these days, especially on this sort of scale. And it was going to be an open and shut case. But apparently the producer of the game has listened to player feedback, and he said he is not discrediting it. He is not leaving it off the table now. He's listening to what everybody said because people want more. People want to flesh out the story, see more, whether that's somewhere in the middle of the story, whether we get more time with Jill, whether we learn more about Torgal, or whether Clive's story actually continues elsewhere. I wanted more. I came away wanting more, and that's something I think they knew was going to happen, but I didn't think they expected it to be on the scale of demand as it is. So DLC is not off the table, which is very, very encouraging for me, because I'd love some DLC on this game. I'd love to hear and see more about the characters, hear more about the story. I'd love to know what happened between that time when Ifrit smashed Phoenix and Josh was a young boy, and then we fast forward and we see Josh when he's a teenager. What happened to Josh in that time? Did he just get rebirth later on? Or I know we have some sort of fleshed out idea in the lore and some of the side quests that we do, but maybe we get that portion of it. We could also then do some separate DLC with Jill, either post Clive at the end of the game, or how she becomes the dominant for Shiva, because people are loving Jill's arc as well. They want Jill to be happy, and I wanted Jill to be happy. I was hoping Clive would survive, but I was unfortunately right. I did call it, that he was going to get snuffed alongside Joshua. But they both went out swinging. They did the right thing, and they almost made a bargain with Ultima and said, look, we're going to kill you, but we're happy that our souls go as well, so you can find peace knowing that we're not here either, but that means you leave these people the fuck alone. They get a new world, they get a new beginning, and that's how it ends. You cease to exist, but so do we. And it's, it's a bittersweet ending, but it totally makes sense why they did it. It's the whole brotherhood, full character arc, sacrifice ourselves for a better world for the other people, because that's the right thing to do. That's how our dad raised us. That's part of our soul. That's how they've kind of gone through the game, understanding the grief. And Clive said it perfectly at the end. The grief that they've learned, everything that they've taken on, the pain, the suffering, has made them now make the right choices, and they know what they need to do, and they see the end clearly. Beautiful storytelling, beautiful writing. So yeah, ending was bittersweet for me personally. I was gutted that I was right, but Clive and Josh got a hero's ending, and it was nice to see we got that post-credit scene just to cement actually what they did create a new world. It gave people a new hope, and now what Clive and Josh did is almost like a myth. It's like a fairy tale. There's a book on the side from Josh Rossfield, and he's talking about Final Fantasy, which is the story that we witness, and the icons, the dominance, Ultima, the crystals, and the mum just shakes it off like, oh, it's a fairy tale. There was no such thing as magic. It's just like they didn't even know the struggle that they went through, but it gives them a chance at the world that they now know, which is kind of a beautiful little twist. So that's the game done. I'm gutted, guys. I am absolutely gutted. I loved the game from start to finish. There was never a dull moment. It goes without saying, this is a 10 out of 10. It's up there with my top 3 games of all time. Elden Ring will forever be number 1, I think. I don't think that's going anywhere. But this has slid very nicely into slot 2. Bloodborne's now 3rd position. It's still a very great game, and I'll never forget how I felt when I played it. But just as a cinematic sort of complete package, when I think about everything, the graphics, the gameplay, the combat, the characters, the voice acting, the scale of the game, the fights, the lighting effects, everything about it, the icons, this is up there with the best, you know, AAA games, not just for PlayStation, but I think forever. I think you're not ever going to get anything that tips this, really, unless it's the next Final Fantasy. Just imagine the bar that's been set by this game now, and I just hope that we get some DLC someday soon. But there we go, it's all done. Thank you so much for watching me, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about the game. I absolutely loved it. It was a long playthrough, so thank you for sticking through with me if you've watched it from beginning to end. As I said, I wanted to get a good feel for the game, and I'm glad I did the side quests as well, because, as I said, it fleshed out all the other characters as well. It made me feel like I was part of their problems. It made me feel like I was actually, you know, resolving stuff, not just plowing through with Clive's story, which was, again, fantastic anyway. Still my favourite icon's Bahamut. I think that's also why I love that section in the Crystal Dominion with Dion and the King, because Bahamut's there. That scene as well where Bahamut's fighting Odin in the battlefield near the beginning is brilliant. Cid is still my favourite character. Gutted that he died. Gav's a close second, but Clive has to be in there as one of the best Final Fantasy protagonists of all time. I think he's number 2. Along with the game being number 2, my favourite game of all time, I think Clive is my second favourite Final Fantasy protagonist behind Squall, which is number 8. But what a game. What a game. 10 out of 10. Buy it. Play it. This is the pinnacle of PS5 gaming. This is the pinnacle of gaming in general. This will be talked about for a very long time, and rightly so. Thank you for watching the stream, guys. What is next, I hear you scream? We're going to be going to some retro content. So for a while I've been talking about PS1, 2 games, PC gaming as well. I've got loads and loads of games like that lined up that I would like to do with you lovely people. I'm also playing the chant offline, so I'll keep posting the sections of that. It's not a long game, so it'll probably be in 3 or 4 parts in total, so stay tuned for that on the channel. And then, as I said, yeah, retro content is next on the list. Probably PS2, maybe PS1, who knows. But it won't be far behind. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss the next stream or video. Until next time, thank you for watching my playthrough. I'm gutted it's over. I can now go and cry in peace. Take care, guys. Peace.